Welcome to the Full Armor of Game podcast, episode number 45, Boyfriend Vibes. This is a good topic. This is one of my favorites because I don't know if you recall, Adam, your beta male days going out on dates.
Oh, yeah.
Where you tried to make yourself perceived. You wanted to make yourself to be, you wanted her to perceive you as the best boyfriend quality there is when you first went out on a date with her.
Yes. I remember I would try to fit the mold of whatever I thought the girlfriend was looking for in a boyfriend. And I can already think of guys listening to this like, yeah, right? What's boyfriend vibes? Like, yeah, wouldn't you want to make yourself seem like a good boyfriend? And that's why this is such a great, interesting topic, because every time I did that, it went nowhere. Women didn't want me because I was placating towards them.
You bring the crowns and heads of conquered kings to my city steps. You insult my queen. You threaten my people with slavery and death. This is Sparta! Sparta! Put on the whole armor of game. This is where we fight! And these shield boys!
Great topics. Someone from the Players University gave us, I believe there was 4 or 5 good topics that we're going to discuss over time. So shout out to you. If you guys haven't joined the Players University, make sure you join it. We're getting more and more members. And once again, the price will be going up because we can only cater to so many men. I'm telling you, it's like a full-time job, but we try to help you guys out the best we can. It's the best channel for you men. If you guys want to be a part of something, learn the real game, relationships, dating, if you just went through a breakup, finances, success, whatever it is, this is a private men's community.
Yeah, so, actually, that's good. I'll just jump in there real quick on that because we've had a couple members suggest like adding new topics. Like we had shout out to Lucas. He wanted just a total life advice section. So instead of just dating, he wanted life advice because there's guys that grow up without fathers or they don't have guys to talk, life wisdom about. So we have that section now. We had a member that is really, he's a successful businessman. So he's like, hey, I got tips to share in the business world. And so now we added a business entrepreneur section as well for guys to come in and discuss. So now it started with just game, and that's definitely the main focus. You're going to learn that. But now there's areas for guys to learn about business, health, nutrition, fitness, life advice. So we got it all inside now. It's a awesome
as it grows bigger and bigger, we're gonna have more and more people with a wide range of skills and guys that can add some great value. And I think it's gonna build on top of one another. So if you guys want to be a part of a masculine group, doesn't matter how old you are, definitely check that out. The links will all be underneath the podcast description. But let's get started with boyfriend vibes. This is a good topic. This is one of my favorites because I don't know if you recall, Adam, your beta male days going out on dates.
Oh, yeah.
Where you tried to make yourself perceived. You wanted to make yourself to be, you wanted her to perceive you as the best boyfriend quality there is when you first went out on a date with her.
Yes. I remember I would try to fit the mold of whatever I thought the girlfriend was looking for in a boyfriend. And I can already think of guys listening to this like, yeah, right? What's boyfriend vibes? Like, yeah, wouldn't you want to make yourself seem like a good boyfriend? And that's why this is such a great, interesting topic, because every time I did that, it went nowhere. Women didn't want me because I was placating towards them. So, Czar, yeah, what's your thoughts on this, Czar? Like, first, actually, how would you define what is boyfriend vibes for guys that ask about that?
We're going to give out some great examples, but my definition of boyfriend vibes, you meet a girl, whether on a dating app or you approach her or someone hooks you up with their girlfriend, you guys have a date. You go in there with the intentions of making her believe that you are the best possible suitor for a long-term relationship. You go in there thinking, I'm going to show her I'm marriage material, I'm boyfriend material. I'm going to do everything that a boyfriend would do. I'm going to give her boyfriend treatment. But the issue with that is, and I used to do this back in the day, she hasn't earned it. So she's looking at you. Why is he being so nice to me, giving me this boyfriend treatment when I haven't even earned it? Is he like this with all the other women? And that is a big turnoff for, I'd say 99% of the women. If you give out boyfriend vibes, it's a turnoff. 99%. And they'll just use you. So they'll make you wait for the sex. They'll use you for all these extravagant dinner dates. They'll use you for the free attention, validation. They'll use you as their therapist. But then they're sleeping with the alpha who's not giving her that emotional certainty you are. He's not being her therapist. He's not validating her. He's not cuddling with her without fucking her like you are. And that's the issue. Okay, that's the biggest. I believe that's the biggest problem, and a lot of guys fall under that category, thinking they're doing something right. They're being righteous by putting their best foot forward, and women can see right through that.
Yeah, and it's like because like you said, the boyfriend vibes is kind of putting out that long term, like I would be a good match for you vibes, but the problem is women don't care at all about the long term with any guy until she's attracted to him in the short term. So when guys are coming in with the boyfriend vibes heavy early on, that's more of like a comfort, like, oh, my relationship partner, that's how women think of it. That's more of the comfort piece of it. But if you're leading with boyfriend vibes and leading with that comfort, then you just become like the gay best friend. It's the guys that come in with that, like, hey, that cocky, funny attitude, nothing's too heavy. Let's just see where this, goes. I'm not looking for anything serious because, in that guy's mind, he's like, you could be a crazy person. Like that's his mindset when he's meeting new women. Like, why would I want to share my life with this girl? So women have to be attracted in the short term. And then what she wants to do is she'll try to, in her head, how can this guy fit into my life in a relationship? She'll make that puzzle work, even if, you're not boyfriend material on paper, if she's attracted to you. So you've got to get that girl attracted to you first. And then women, if she's attracted to you, she will try to figure out a way. Oh, how can I make this guy? How can I make this life work with this guy? But if you don't have that attraction piece, she could care less about the boyfriend vibes. It's just boring for her. She's like, I'll just keep him around just in case I hit 35 years old, I get really fat and no one wants me anymore. Then I'll send him a text.
Yeah, you made a great point, Adam. Women think short term. They're not thinking, most women don't think long term like men do. Women think long term. If they think short term. If you don't believe me, most of these young girls that have an OnlyFans, they're not thinking about the long-term effects. When they get tattoos all over their body, they're not thinking about the long-term effects, how it might affect their future. They're not thinking about, oh, well, maybe I won't be able to find a good quality guy if I have all these tattoos after a couple years. No, they do things in the moment. That's how they feel.
Yeah.
So they base their actions off of their feelings. Everything is short term, and every relationship starts with a sexual one first. Every relationship starts with a sexual one first, not the other way around. I don't care what anyone says. I'll argue with them. I don't care. Women, men, married couples, don't give a fuck. Every relationship starts with a sexual one. It's sex first, then relationship after. And that's how it's always been. And that's genuine desire, which is what you want.
Yeah. And when you said in the moment, that's the perfect way to describe women. In the moment. Everything's about in the moment with women. They want to have fun. They want to, feel their emotions being pulled this and that way in the moment. You need to keep women in the moment and always be reading them in the moment to be successful with women. So an example of a boyfriend vibe thing the mistake a lot of guys make is guys will plan too long term with this girl in mind. So for instance, a guy might go on a date with a girl and he starts thinking long term about, wow, there's a concert coming up in 2 months. Oh, I should ask her. I really want to take her to this. Or a guy's like already, thinking ahead long term, like, wow, this girl's really cool. She would fit in with my friend group. She would, my family would really like her. So guys jump way too far in the distance in the future with women. And again, everything with women needs to be in the moment, in the present moment. So I see that all the time, is guys planning too far ahead with women, and that makes women feel kind of uncomfortable, like you're trapping them rather than it being romantic that you thought ahead. They won't give you those type of points. They'll be like, whoa, you're moving way too fast. So don't plan too many long-term things with women. You don't want to say, hey, in 3 months, there's a vacation I want to take you on and stuff like that. Like 3 months is way too far out there for women in this dating stage to comprehend. So a smaller example of that is when you're on a date with a girl, do not try to secure the second date with the girl when you're on the first date with her. A lot of guys are like, well, the date went really well. By the end of the day, I wanted to like make sure it was really going well. So I was being confident and asking her right out on the next date. It's like, no, that's too long term with women. If I was on a date with a girl and she said, hey, Adam, we should go on another date again. And the first thing that would go through my head, and this is what goes through women's head, I'd be like, what are you talking about? We're literally on a date right now. Don't even worry about the future. It's like, because in my head, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to see this girl again. And that's how women think. So planning too long term for women, that puts out boyfriend vibes.
Yeah. Now, to go off on what you said, I agree 100%. But sometimes if I like to remain a little bit of a mystery, so if they ask me, usually on the first date, oh, so what do you do? What kind of work do you do? I don't tell women right away. So I'll leave it open. I'll either say I'm a gynecologist until that gets played out, right? Start teasing her. She starts teasing me. But then eventually I'll say this. Listen, how about this? If I see you again, if we have a second date, I'll tell you what I do. Yeah. So I'm planting seeds in her head. I'm not saying next time I see you, or, oh, when we have our second date, if I see you again.
Yeah. And that phrasing is important, because that's set up now like a challenge. Like Czar's kind of like, if I see you again, it's like, if I decide I want to see you again, versus the guys that are like, can I see you again? Oh, I can't wait to see you again. Those are very different languages, even though it can sound really same in the same sentence. Very different, that if I see you again, if I invite you out again, versus the when can I see you, or I can't wait to see you again.
Yeah, so let's get into some examples. I want to try to start from the beginning. The beginning of when you meet her, the first date, giving out boyfriend vibes. So the worst thing you guys can do, I hope no guy's still doing this, is show up with flowers, show up with chocolate, show up in a fucking suit for the first date, picking her up, or even if you're meeting her. That is the worst thing you guys can do. I hope no one does this. I say this all the time, and there's still guys out there that will cash app girls money before the date. Hey, I just saw a video with this dude giving out dating advice. He said, this is how you guys get a girl. Before you see her, just cash app her $25 for lunch. Go like, oh, here's your lunch money. Then you do all this like simp beta. And this guy was talking as if he knew what the fuck he was talking about with game. And I was thinking, there are so many guys out there that have no fucking idea what they're doing. So many guys. If you cash app her money, or you give a bitch money before she even knows, number one, you shouldn't do that, period, unless she's your girl or you're married. If you do that, she's going to put you in the beta male barnacle category. She'll put you in the provider category.
Exactly.
The second you do that. So be careful. I'm saying that to say this. Be careful with the advice you guys hear out there, because most of it is bullshit. And these guys act so confident with what they're talking about. But don't show up with flowers. Don't try to impress a girl. Don't wear a suit. Adam goes out wearing, you like your Minnesota Vikings jerseys, right? Or you keep it, you just keep it casual.
Very casual.
Yeah. Because she's there to impress you. You're not there to impress her. The girl, so you have to go in with this mentality. I'm not there to impress anyone. She's there to impress me. So I can go out wearing a black tight fitted shirt, an express shirt that costs like $15, some nice pair of jeans that are like $50, and some regular fucking black shoes. That's it. I'm not wearing anything expensive. I don't care because she's there to impress me. It works for me. So that's the first thing. They go in there idealizing a relationship with this girl. She's the one. Oh, she's going to make the perfect girlfriend. I know she's an angel. Let me tell you guys something. That girl you think is perfect, for all you guys listening, that girl that you think is perfect, she's been fucked in the back of an alleyway. She's been fucked in the bathroom of some dive bar. She's probably had a threesome with two dudes or two girls and one guy. These girls are not special, bro. I've heard stories from girls that looked very angelic, that looked very special, like they wouldn't do this shit. And the stories they told me, when they're 18 years old or in college, they've been fucked in a back alleyway. They've already been thinking about having a threesome. They've done shit you guys can't fathom. So get that out of your fucking head. Okay, we'll start with that right there. Don't impress the woman.
Yeah. And I think it's important for guys to understand this psychology piece too, about like, well, why wouldn't I want to dress and impress her and, you know, give her all these flowers and all that stuff? And again, it's because we always say women want the highest status man she feels she can attain, and women are attracted to men with options. That helps them piece together, this guy's high status, he's in demand because other women want him. So when a guy has options, women want to secure that man because that just is a shortcut for her saying, wow, this guy's super high status. Look at all these other women that want him. So now think about that psychology. If you're a guy with a lot of options, a lot of women want you. When you go out on a date, would you bring flowers to every girl? Would you bring her chocolates? Would you dress to your finest because you're really hoping to impress her and make her your wife or all that? It's like, no, a guy with options would basically do the opposite. They would be like, I'm going to put in as little as effort as possible and just see if this woman plays on my program. Because if she doesn't, I could care less. There's plenty of women that do. So the psychology in this is that when a girl shows up on a date and she can feel that this guy is putting so much effort and so much like attention on this date to make it special for her, that is a subliminal signal to her that this guy must not have that many options, because if he did, he wouldn't lay out this red carpet just for me, a random girl he just met and is just getting to know on a first date. So there's a huge psychology piece that guys don't understand. So it's like when I do show up in my Vikings jersey or a t-shirt or something like that, and I am dressed unimpressively, and I have the girl, by the way I set up a date, dress up in, you know, a cute, sexy dress and heels, and she's all coming up, you know, all dressed up on the date. A lot of guys that don't understand women in game would think, wow, you're making a really bad first impression. But realistically, the psychology of it is I'm showing up, putting very low effort in. This girl's dressed up, looking her best, and I'm wearing a sports jersey. That subliminal message to that girl is like, this guy really didn't care that much that he showed up in this jersey and he made me wear this dress and he made me. And that doesn't make her go, oh, I don't like him because of that. She starts to go, who is this guy? Who has the balls to do that? Most guys try so hard on dates. Why is he trying so little? And then that is a little sub communication too, that she's kind of like, this guy probably gets women. He's not caring that much. He probably sees, you know, gets it with other women. So you're sending subliminal messages to women one way or the other. And I always prefer to do it with the opposite of boyfriend vibes, because psychology wise too, that woman actually starts to see you as higher value because you're not coming on so strong, because you're like, why would I? It's like, I met a lot of women and none of them are my wife right now. You're gonna have to be really dang special to stand out with the other women. So I'm not going to roll out the red carpet for every random woman that rolls through.
Yeah, that's so true. The psychology behind it. And like we've told you in past podcasts, a man that gives away his resources freely, flowers, gifts, trying to impress this girl, she can't trust you. That's what it comes down to. Because women know. They're like, I don't know this fucking guy. I didn't earn this. Why is he being so nice? Why is he trying to shower me with gifts? Why is he trying to impress me? They can't trust you because if all it takes is a beautiful girl for you to start acting this way, what's going to stop you from doing that with the next beautiful girl you meet? So women automatically can't trust you. But they like the guy that goes in there. Not the guy isn't trying to impress her. She knows, wow, this dude, it's hard to get it's hard to get his attention. It's hard to get a compliment out of him. I have to impress him. I could trust this guy because he doesn't fall for every beautiful woman. I can trust him. He's going to be loyal to me because I've earned all this from him. But guys don't understand the psychology because let's face it, they're fucking retarded. They don't have any game. And when you try to shower a woman with gifts or try to impress her, cash apping her money, this is what you're saying. This is the signal you guys are all sending out. Here, I know you're not going to like me for who I am or the values that I have. My presence isn't going to make an impact. My personality, charm, wit, you name it. I can keep going down the list. So let me impress you with these riches. Let me impress you with these outside external resources instead. The nice car, the flowers, the gifts, because I know my presence alone isn't going to make an impact on you. That is fucking weak game. That is weak fucking game leading with your wallet. That's giving out boyfriend vibes automatically. And that's how you end up in the fucking the beta male provider category.
Yeah, which is just like you said there. It's like when you lead with the wallet and that subliminal messaging you're sending is, I don't think you'll like me for just me, so I'm buying you lunch. I'm buying you a manicure and pedicure. I'm buying you the spa treatment. Okay, now, again, women like providers. They like men that provide for them. So, again, it will work to get women to go out with you on dates, but you'll find that those women make excuses not to sleep with you or why they have to go home early or blah, blah, blah. But let's just say that some girl is tired of the dating game because she can't get a guy to commit to her. So she meets one of these provider guys and she's like, okay, this is going to be the guy that I settle for. Well, just like Czar mentioned, when you're leading with your wallet, the subliminal messaging you're sending to women is, you don't want me for me, you want me for the money. Well, guess what? That is true. So now that girl might stay with that guy because of what he's providing for her, and she doesn't really like the guy. She's not attracted to the guy. She's attracted to the lifestyle, the provider thing. So now when she does marry this guy, what she was attracted to him for was the things that he could provide. She wasn't attracted to him himself. So it only takes a matter of time, 6 months, a year, 2 years, till she's so annoyed with the guy in the relationship. She's married to him now. And guess what? What can she do? She can now take that entire bag that you're providing her with, buy a divorce, because guess what? She doesn't feel the spark anymore. She never felt the spark. She just didn't realize it. She didn't realize that she was actually attracted to this guy because of the things he bought her. And then once marriage came around and there was nothing else to look forward to, she started to realize, wow, there is no spark with this guy because he led with the provider thing. And then she divorces this guy, takes all of his money in court, and then she can go eat, pray, love, find that spark. And all the women in her life are going to say, you go, girl, you deserve it.
Yeah, they'll take the free money. They'll take the free resources from these simps and barnacles. Just like men will take the free vagina from these promiscuous women and these whores. We're not going to say no. We'll still take him out on a date here and there. We'll get the free vagina, but we'll never respect that woman.
And they'll never put a ring on it either.
And we'll never put a ring on it. Same thing with those women when they're dealing with these simps, Adam, that are cash apping them money, buying them extravagant dinner dates, taking them to these extravagant places, going on vacation without them even sleeping with these girls. They're going to take all that special treatment. They'll take the money. They'll take the dinner dates. They'll take the jewelry, whatever else you can think of that you're going to buy them. I don't know what guys are buying girls nowadays, but they'll never respect you, bro.
Well, and it's like conditioning that we always talk about with taking hits of drugs or something like that. You need a bigger dose. And it's like the thing that will happen too is these women This guy cashed out for $25 for lunch. And now he just set a precedent that she knows that she can outweight this guy and just wait for him to offer her money or offer her a really expensive date or something before she agrees to go out with him. So he's now conditioning this woman that she's going to expect some money or some type of financial return anytime she hangs out with this guy. And then, like a drug, right? Now the $25 for the lunch doesn't do it anymore. Now she's like, oh, thank you, but I'm really busy for the next few days. Work's really busy. Until that guy goes, hey, well, I got us reservations at this, $400 dinner plate place. And then she's like, oh, sounds great. Can't wait to see you. Because the $25 didn't do it for her anymore. Now it's the $400 or $500. And then it just gets harder and harder. And then what we'll find is these guys, if they don't send her money, they won't hear from her. That is literally how it's going to go every single time, just by setting that type of precedent.
And that's the definition of being a trick. If you have to pay for a woman's time, if you have to pay to sleep with her, or if you give her presents in order for her just to talk to you and be around you, you are a trick, bro. That doesn't require any game. None. And one thing I wanted to say with that video I told you, I'm going to post it tonight on Instagram. I'm going to tag you, Adam, because I want you to listen to this. I thought it was getting good. Okay, maybe he knows what he's talking about. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. So we're going to need your comment. Even Justin, shout out to you. And we're not hating on the guys that know how to dress well. Justin in the Players University, he's mastered that masculine look, the watches he has, knowing what type of clothes to wear that fits his personality and his style. It works for him. But he's not doing that to impress the women.
No, he's doing it
he
because
does that because he likes it. That's how he is.
That's him. That's how he feels good in the suit. It's like, and I don't like to be casual, or I mean, I like to be casual. I don't like to get dressed up. I never have. I always feel like I want to wear my jersey and stuff like that. So again, either way you play it is fine. It's when you change your style to try to impress a woman, or you dress differently. If I normally go out in all Vikings jersey and all of a sudden I have a date and I'm going to get all dressed up and be different, that's different. Justin, when he goes out, he dresses nice all the time. So he's not changing his style up for a woman. He's just being who he is.
And that's who he is. And of course, that's his persona and that's his archetype. And women sense that. There's nothing fake about him. But a lot of guys go out trying to be fake. And that's what this whole thing is about, giving out the boyfriend vibes when they know you are a snake in disguise. Women can sense that. So,
yeah, or like imagine Trump, right? Trump always wears like a suit and stuff like that. If a woman told Trump, "Hey, I really want you to dress casual today. Wear a t-shirt for me." There's no way he would do that for a woman. It's like he's going to wear whatever he wants, but his style is he's pretty much always in suits and dressed up nice. He's not going to change for a woman.
And that's why I love him.
Yeah.
That's why I love him. But another way you guys give out boyfriend vibes. I know, Adam, I've heard different things. Going out on dinner dates before you even slept with her. This works for some guys. I understand. If your mouthpiece is good and you like sitting there for 2 hours, getting to know the girl that you've never even met before, go ahead. It works for some. I'd rather sleep with the girl. Then I can text her that week or a week later. Or if she hits me up, hey, what are you doing next weekend? Oh, I have nothing planned. Why? Good. Me and you are going out Saturday. I'm taking you out to a nice dinner. You earned it. That's how you guys do it. That's how I do it. Because when you tell her that, she's like, wow, I earned it. I slept with him. Like, he must really like me. Not just because she slept with me, but because I do like her personality. That means so much more to the girl. Everything has to be earned. So I'll put that on their boyfriend vibes. Taking her out to a dinner date or an extravagant dinner date where you're going to spend a ton of money on her the first date before anything sexual even happens.
Yeah, I mean, again, like you mentioned, there's going to be exceptions. It works for some guys, but it's like if a guy has such a busy schedule and he's like, hey, my only free time's dinner, and it's like this girl wants to see me, I'm going to let her meet me out at dinner because I'm going to go there. That would be a different story. But it's like, if you're not the guy that wants to go to expensive restaurants and then you set up a date with a girl and now you're booking an expensive restaurant to try to impress her, totally different story. That energy is just so different and women can feel that. Women always give me crap about this, but I'm notorious for taking women out on one date and sometimes not at all, and then getting them back to my place and then not taking them out on any dates. But in the same way, like Czar said, then how women earn it with me is they always like, hey, Adam, you never take me out. Can we go out and all that stuff? And I'm like, all right, well, we'll see. You can make that as a bet and we'll play a board game. So we'll play board games and women might ask for, hey, if I win, you take me out to blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, all right, cool. If I win, you take me out to blah, blah, blah. And she's like, okay, you're on. So now if she wins it, she's earning it by not only she's not going to get that from me early on, but she has to beat me in a game, which I'm probably going to beat her at. And so a lot of times what happens is women want to go out with me, but they just want to go out. And so we'll play a board game and I'll win and I'll let them take me out. I'll let them pay for my meal. I'll let them pay for whatever it was that we had the bet on. And women still love that we're going out. So it's like in her mind, she's like, oh, good, we finally get to go out on a date. But this whole time, she's taking me on the date. She's investing financially. And so those are ways that women are earning any type of financial resources from me or even something special like a date. Whereas what we see all the time in players' universities are from at least guys early on, and then everyone comes in and helps them out. Like that's what's awesome about our community. Guys are like, dude, no, stop. No, you went way too far. Like guys are really good at looking out for each other now. But what we see a lot is guys are like pressing so hard to get a girl on a date. And they're thinking it's like, oh, she agreed to the date. Awesome. And like, that's the mindset going in. And we're always pumping the brakes on them. Like, dude, women need to earn the date from you. How do they earn the date? Well, they put in effort to your conversation on a dating app. She is responding to you, trying to keep the conversations going. She's asking you questions. She's reaching out to you. She's double messaging you. When women start to do stuff like that and they show above and beyond effort, then in my head, I go, all right, now I'm getting ready to ask her on a date. But before a woman puts any of that investment or effort in, there's no way I'm going to hand her a date because, again, if I ask her out for a date and she's not putting effort in, I am training her. I am teaching her that I just want to take you out so bad. You don't have to do any effort and I'm going to reward you with a date. And that's how most guys do it. And then they wonder why it's so hard to get a girl's attention or, oh, I always have to text her first. She never texts me first. I always have to check in on her or she won't text me. It's because you're training girls from the start. You're basically saying, hey, I want you so bad. I'm going to give you a date without you earning it. And so that girl knows this guy wants me so bad. He's going to keep chasing. He's going to put the effort in. He's going to do all the work in the relationship. And so many guys start out relationships that way. And it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yes. And another classic example, I get so much shit for this. I really do get so much shit from this, especially from guys. Now, you opening the car door for a girl. I don't care what anyone says. I don't give a fuck. I will stand by this because it already has left my mouth many times. Opening the car door for a woman, even if she tells you to, and you do it like an idiot, not only have you failed her compliance test because you're an idiot, you have no game, but you're giving out boyfriend vibes. Opening the car door is giving out boyfriend vibes. Pulling out her chair when you're at the restaurant or at the bar, pulling it out like a good servant, that is boyfriend vibes. You're doing dumb shit, fellas. You don't know this girl. You do things like that for your girlfriend or wife, and you do it sparingly. You don't do it all the time like you're a fucking butler or like you're a limousine driver. That is the treatment you save for your girl. So I'll give you a great example. And people don't believe the fucking stories I have. So I'm out with this half Dominican, half Spanish broad who's about to get a divorce because she found out her husband of 17 years was cheating on her with her best girlfriend. We can talk about that another time, Adam, but she told me everything. I met her at Home Depot, by the way. So we're out on this date for, this is the second time that we went together. I met her the first time. We drive there in my car together. I get out. As she gets out, she says, I'm not used to guys not opening the car door for me. I knew that was a test. I look at her and I said, well, You better get used to it with me because I don't open car
Perfect.
doors. Her
Perfect.
tongue was down my mouth not even an hour into our date. Her tongue was down my fucking throat. So here's a woman that said, basically, I'm used to cucks and beta males always opening the car door for me. Now she meets a guy who's like the devil in her eyes. She's never seen this before. He must have options. He's not being compliant. Damn. What does every woman fantasize about? Taming the wild beast. Taming the wild beast. If I were to listen to her and say, wow, you know what? I'm so sorry. I'll open the car door for you. And then I start doing it every time. Challenge over. I would have never fucking saw her ever again. Because that's happened before in the past. And you guys still don't want to listen to me. And some guys will comment, well, what if you still smash and you open the car door? I mean, bro, that's you. If you want to keep doing it, some girls will still sleep with you. But I'm not taking that chance. I'm not taking that fucking chance. Now, I'll open the door for her when we walk through a restaurant or a bar. I'll slide my hand on her lower back and push her through, or I'll let her through first so I can stare at her ass. And I make sure she sees me staring at her ass. Shout out to Amy. Remember, she said that. That's a great fucking point she made. Like, you're showing her you're a masculine, sexual human being. Like, let her know you're staring at her ass when she's walking in front of you. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's the next example of giving out a boyfriend vibe. These are just actions. We're talking about actions, not even conversation topics yet.
Well, and you made a great point about the opening the car door or pulling out the chair. It's like opening the car door. When does that happen? When you're getting valet service from a service worker or a servant of some sort, and they're doing that as part of their job and expecting a tip or some type of compensation. So those guys are opening up car doors. Maybe Uber drivers because they want a five-star rating. Again, service worker. You're doing service for them, so you're doing that. Pulling out chairs. Waiters or waitresses might be doing that. Again, a service industry, servant oriented. So if you're the guy doing that, what happens is you're now putting yourself in the category of I'm a servant for you. Again, it's subliminal, but those are the things that you're setting that kind of category up for. And what we know with women is that if you treat a woman like a celebrity, she will treat you like a fan. If you treat her like a star, she's going to treat you like the paparazzi. So when you're doing stuff like that, open up that car door, you're putting her in that mindset of like, oh, okay, yeah, a king comes down or a queen comes down, you open up the car door and you roll out the red carpet for her. That's what all of her butlers and jesters of the court do. You become in that category where she sees you as a fan. She sees herself as a celebrity. She sees herself as the main character of the movie, when in reality, all women want is to become the side role of a main character man who's on his purpose, who's successful, he's driven. She wants to play that supportive side character role. But when you do these little actions, you're actually setting it up for you're the main character. I am the side character, and I'm doing anything I can to help please you so that you can conquer the world. It completely flips the dynamics.
And they might test you several times, Adam. So I was doing a consultation with this guy a long time ago. He was telling me he was out with this Latina. And I told him, do not open the car door. Whatever you do. First date goes well. She's sitting in his car as he's getting out. And she said, aren't you going to open the car door for me? He was close, but he listened to me. He said, no, I don't open car doors for women. Okay. He passed the test. He wanted her so bad. He wanted to sleep with her so bad. He couldn't the first night. Didn't work out. They're hanging out a second time. She tests him again because they want to test your resolve. They want to see, are you really about that life or are you fucking pretending like a lot of you guys do out there? You pretend. She tested him a second time and he caved in. After I told him, don't fucking do it. She will ask you again because I know the type of woman that she was. He failed. He never saw her ever again. And he never got to sleep with her. I really think that second night If he would have held on, he could have fucked her. He could have fucked her, but he failed the compliance test. And you guys think women are just going to test you one time? No, they really want to see. Are you really that person?
That in my mind kind of relates. It's funny. It's like when you comply with women, they actually lose attraction for you. When you don't comply, it actually raises their attraction for you because like, wow, this guy is a man of his own, right? He doesn't just listen to every little thing I say. And another example of boyfriend vibes when you're on dates with women is in conversation when you're too much about relating to her and trying to find connections and you're not pushing back on her stances. You're not adding friction enough. So if you're always trying to relate, you're listening to what she says and you're always trying to pull out things that, oh, me too. Oh, I do that too. Oh my gosh, me too. Relating, that builds comfort, that builds best friend or gay best friend vibes, but that doesn't build attraction. Attraction is where you can actually have friction in there as well. So when a girl says something, instead of me always trying to relate, I'm starting to like go, all right, what is she saying that I disagree with? So I can come in there and add friction. So I can test her. So I can see how she really feels about that opinion or stance. So those are ways that to not send boyfriend vibes is to come in and add friction and question her. See if she's serious about that stance or opinion. See if she holds up. You become the tester instead of letting her test you. So when you're testing women, they're not throwing tests at you because now they're trying to pass your tests. So relating to with women too often, that's just going to build you in that comfort zone. You need to add friction to actually create some of that attraction. And that's kind of in relating to the compliance test Czar was talking about. It's like, well, why is it that when a girl tells me something and I do it, she loses attraction? It's like in that same scenario when she tells you, oh, I'm used to guys opening car doors. Oh, I'll do it too. That's you jumping in to relate to her. Oh, I'm going to change. Oh, let's build comfort together. Versus when you go, oh, I don't open car doors for women. Now that's adding friction. And so when you add friction with women, she starts to go, ooh, this is interesting. I'm curious about this. Oh, this is going to be fun. Ooh, I now can get in it with this guy. And like Czar said earlier, I can trust this guy because he's not afraid to tell me what's on his mind versus just looking to always relate and agree with me.
100%. And it also shows her that you're not like every other guy. You're not like the guy she dated. So make yourself different. That's what women like, is uniqueness, someone who's different. They've dealt with all those boring dudes. Give them some excitement. I'm not telling you to not be a gentleman, but I'm not opening no fucking car door. I'm sorry. I'm never doing that shit. Never done it in my life. I don't plan on it. So the next one. Here, hold my purse for me. Hold my purse for me. I cringe so hard at him when guys tell me they actually hold a woman's purse. I cringe so fucking hard. You are giving out boyfriend vibes. Now, I'm going to explain to you guys exactly why a woman does this and the psychology behind it. Everything's going good. Your game is tight. Say she's with me or Adam, and you know we're going to smash her the first fucking night. Game's on point. Sexual tension's there. She's attracted. She's getting wet. Her panties are getting wet already if she's wearing any. At the end of the night, in order to talk themselves out of sleeping with you, they are going to find any way to get you to hold their purse for them. They do that to disqualify you. Like, damn, it's the end of the night. I don't want to sleep with him. He's so hot. Let me do this one compliance test. Like, I just want to see if he'll hold my purse for me. They do this at the end of the fucking night. They don't do it in the beginning. It's at the end of that first date. If you comply and you say, sure, but no problem. I'll hold your purse for you. And you stand there looking like a fucking idiot holding a woman's purse with the woman who's not injured. She's not your mom. She's not your grandma. Bro, you're done. She won't sleep with you now because you just gave her boyfriend vibes. And I believe women will do that as a last resort because it's happened to me every time at the end of the night. And Every time I've said no in different situations, I've slept with them that night. I can't make this shit up, but there are certain patterns to this. And I believe they will do that to disqualify you. And a lot of guys will fail this test because they don't want to be seen as dicks. They don't want to say no, or you guys just have no backbone. You have no boundaries. Because I ain't holding no fucking purse. I don't care. I don't want the vagina that bad to hold her fucking purse. And I still get it when I say no.
Yeah, the last one I have, and then Zara, if you have any others, we can go off them. But the last one I have for the boyfriend vibes is basically letting women know in some way or another that you had such a great time with them. Most guys way directly overdo it with like a text after the date saying, "I had such a great time!" Exclamation point. Like, hope you got home safe, or like some form of, "Oh, it was so great to meet you. Oh, you're so fun to talk to. You're so blah blah blah." I don't want that vibe to come off from me at all when I'm with a woman. I want her to wonder whether I had a great time. I want her to be thinking about whether I liked her or I didn't like her. I don't want to directly tell her. I want her to be able to have that fun, that anticipation, that curiosity, and that mystery of wondering instead of being so easy to read. Because again, right, women like a challenge, and the harder she has to work for you, the harder it's going to be for her to let you go. The easier it is that she has to work for you and, you know, you're giving her your commitment, the easier it is for her to let it go. So I don't want women to know that I had such a wonderful time. I want them to wonder about that because, again, when we went back to women want men with the options, high status man or men. Well, high status men meet a lot of women, and high status men should have a lot of options to choose from. So again, a high status man, he meets a girl, it's not going to be the end of his world. I can't sleep tonight. I'm still thinking about how great our date was and all that stuff. It's like, nah, the high status man is just like, she was cool. I'll see if anything, I'll see if anything comes from it. But then it's like, I'm on to my next day. I got to do this. I got to do that or whatever. It's kind of a second thought versus the guys coming in with boyfriend vibes. It's like their first thought. It's like their top priority. It's like the next day they're telling all their friends at work and they're talking about this girl. Oh, I can't wait. We're texting today and they have butterflies in their stomach and all that. It's way too big of a deal. First dates, even the first few dates for men, it should be very casual, and women shouldn't know that you're ready to jump off a cliff for them. They should be wondering, does this guy like me? And then if she's not quite sure, it gives her time to reflect too on her own behavior and attitude on the date. She's like, well, he's not reaching out to me. Oh, shoot, maybe I talked too much. Oh, maybe I didn't ask him, blah, blah. Oh, maybe I should have complimented. Now you're giving her all sorts of ways too to self-reflect and give you better behavior next time you see her because you're not making it so clear. But the guys that make it easy, oh, you won my heart all over, she doesn't question herself at all. She doesn't question her behavior at all. She's just like, yeah, I'm hot stuff. Every guy wants me. And then she's like, I'll make this guy work really hard for me because he already likes me. So boyfriend vibes is letting her know how like it was way too much fun, or I really liked you, or man, I hope this goes somewhere. Stay away from that.
Yeah, or when can I see you again?
Yes, exactly.
Or the guy will just I used to do this, man. Now I know why I never got a second date with these girls when I knew I could have fucked them. Even after we kissed the first night, I would keep texting them that entire week, trying to have conversation. And you're giving out, I realized what I did wrong. And I talk about this in my ebook, giving out boyfriend vibes. I was texting her as if I was her boyfriend, wondering what she was doing now. Like you said, Adam, I just leave it alone. Let their mind wander. Maybe they might hear from me a week later. I might text them, and when they see my name or your name, their eyes just light up. Oh my God, he thought he finally reached out. They're talking to their friends about you. Yeah, usually every guy hits me up right after the date. This guy is different. I haven't even heard from him. Did he have a good time? Does he not want to see me again? That's the gameplay right there. Okay. Yeah. But another text that guys send for the boyfriend vibe, or they tell a girl, oh, text me when you get home so I know you made it home safely. That shit is so fucking beta. That is, so do not ever, please, guys, don't ever text a girl that. And if she tells you, text me when you get home, and you fucking actually text her when you get home, you are a fucking goofball, bro. You just ruined your opportunity of remaining mysterious. Is he going home? Did he end up with another girl? You guys ruined these beautiful chances. But I want to get into the conversation that guys have on the first date or with women in general they just met. What do you see yourself doing in 5 years? They start asking her questions about the future. Do you want any children? How many children do you want? Are you looking to get married? What's your religion? They start asking her these fucking relationship type questions. And you guys set yourself up like they don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear things about their future as if you two are going to get married and have the white picket fence. You're putting all this pressure on her when she just wants excitement. Avoid topics like that. Avoid them. You lead the conversation, not her.
Yeah, and exactly what you said is it goes back to what we said before, the long term versus short term. Women want short term. They don't care about that long term stuff right now until she's bought into you. So in the short term, instead of asking her those, what are you looking for on here? Oh, have you found any guys you might be, and like asking her all these like basically what would you call it? Compatibility. It's like a compatibility interview, and it's just really boring. And the girl has no attraction yet for you, and you're asking these compatibility questions. She doesn't care yet. You need to banter with her. You need to challenge her. You need to, if a girl starts to tell me about something that's boring, oh, and she's like, oh, well, yeah, I do this for work and blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, well, what about you? What do you do for work? If I'm just bored, I'm just like, oh, no, no, we're not doing another one of these first date, these boring questions. I'll go, it's like, what kind of dinosaur would you be if you could? Like, I'll just throw anything out there that's different, but I can be like, hey, we're not taking this into this boring type of thing. And that's another way to add friction or challenge women. I will literally say that to women if they start to drum up questions that are like boring to me. I'm like, no, I don't want to answer this again. Like, let's get something more exciting going. I'll even say it just like that, even snap my fingers like that. It's like, come on. And now it's like she's working to entertain me. But yeah, anything too long term where it shows that you're thinking of a future with her, she doesn't care. She wants the fun bantering. She wants that cocky, funny guy. She wants to feel in the moment that her mood being triggered this way and that way. And then she will be the one that will bring up all of those relationship questions. She will be the one. So, do you meet a lot of girls on here? Well, what are you looking for on here? She'll bring those stuff up even on the end of the date if you're doing a really good job just bantering her and being playful. But again, you would want that energy to come from her, not the guy.
So a girl might ask you, so what are you looking for? And I had a girl that was close to me say this about a guy she went out on a date with. Handsome, tall, had a good job, successful. And this one answer made her cringe so hard. She never wanted to see him again. It just made her pussy sewn shut. So when she asked him, oh, what are you looking for? And his reply was, whatever I can get. That I'm telling you, right? If a girl's vagina can be sewn shut, it was that moment right there. It was that golden moment. So just because you're handsome, good looking, you're successful, you guys say the wrong shit with the wrong tonality behind it, you are fucked. So all this matters. Guys think it doesn't matter. Everything matters. And my last one, and I want to sum up what happens when you give out boyfriend vibes to a girl and what a girl automatically does, because we didn't talk about this yet. My last one is, you guys don't try to seduce her at the end of the date, even the middle. I do it in the middle of the date now because I don't give a fuck. I want to break that barrier as quickly as possible. You guys don't seduce her, or you guys don't try closing the deal. So at the end of the date, a lot of guys will tell me, oh, what happened? She pulled back. She doesn't want to see me again. I'll ask them, did you try closing the deal? Oh, we just kissed, but yeah, I didn't. Yeah, guess what? I kissed a lot of girls too after the first date when I was younger, and I never saw them again. And why was that? Because I never tried fucking them. I never tried closing the deal. So you're giving out boyfriend vibes by you being passive, by you trying to show her, oh no, I know you're a good girl. I can't do this to you. I'm not saying you force yourself on a girl, guys. Don't be fucking stupid. But I'm saying in a smooth way, start grabbing her thigh, kiss her neck, start massaging maybe around her breast. See how she reacts. Then try sealing the deal. The girl gets ready for you. Guys don't get this, Adam. I know you do. Girls will wax their legs. They'll get a bikini wax. They'll wear their nicest panties. They'll get their eyebrows done. They get their nails done. They get their hair done. All for you, hoping that this guy knows how to seduce me. And when you don't know how to play the field and you don't know how to play your position, even if she says no, what's the worst that can happen when you invite her back to your place? Hey, what are you doing? Listen, come back to my place because I still want to spend time with you. I have a bottle of wine, whatever. If you don't even do that, this girl will put you in the fucking beta male category. And you cannot come back from that. You are in the friend zone. Trust me, I never came back from that. Even after making out with the girl. And I thought, yeah, she wants it. But I never tried to seal the deal. That's very important for you guys because that's what happens with the messages I get.
Yeah, and this is a tough one too because it's like it can feel like such a blind spot for guys when they don't know how to read a woman's signs. Like I remember back when I was like really in my beta days and I would just like work up the courage and it's like I didn't even look at where the woman was at. I finally was like, oh, I'm finally okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to kiss her. And I blocked out what was going on right in front of me. I wasn't even able to read whether the girl was ready to be kissed or all of the signs. So it's like, I guess that's why it's so important too. And that's why we got Players University is because we break stuff like this down. How to read her body language on a date to know whether you can escalate a little bit here. Like how to read her energy, where her legs pointing, what she doing with her hands, her hair, what she doing with her neck. When you can read the signs, and these are very easy signs to read once you know what to look for. It's like when you can read these signs, then it becomes way easier for you to have that confidence to go, okay, now I can go for it because I just saw these signs. But I know if I was talking to old me, beta Adam in high school, I wouldn't it would freak me out to go like, man, I gotta kiss her. I gotta, move it forward so she doesn't see me as boyfriend vibes because I didn't know what to look for. So part of like all of this is always reading a woman's body language and reading her energy level. And again, it's hard for us to just say this right here. I know we have other podcasts where we've discussed stuff like this, but if you don't know how to read a woman's body language, join Players University because that's the stuff that we teach. Because when I read a girl's body language, I have a 0% rejection rate when I go in for a kiss because I know from the signs I can do whatever I want right now. Look at all the signs she's giving me. And so if you're not sure, you don't know what to look for, you're blind to the signs, it's going to feel like a complete gamble and it's going to freak you out. You're not going to have fun on your dates because you're going to be stuck in your head worrying about when to kiss her rather than being able to go on the date and just starting to see these signs. Ooh, look at her arms uncrossed there. All right, that's a good sign. Oh, her body moved and changed directions towards me. That's a good sign. Oh, I just saw her scooting a little bit closer next to me. That's a good sign. So when you have these signs, it's not so big and scary. But once you know what to look for, that's the thing that it's like the killer instinct that Kobe Bryant had in basketball. It's like I sit patiently all day long and I'm not going to make a move when it's not there and ready. But when I see those signs, my killer instinct, it's like I don't miss. So it's like when you're able to see the signs and women give you the signs, that's when they definitely want you to kiss them. But if you don't know what to look for, you're either going to miss opportunities where you should have kissed a girl when it was there, or you're going to miss opportunities where you try kissing a girl when it wasn't there at all. And then either way, there'll be a lot of regret coming with you on the end of the date.
Yeah. And once again, we teach you that, guys. And I'd rather kiss them in the middle of the date, get it over with, because they're more likely to sleep with you later. Once you get it out of the way, you guys can get a little bit more intimate wherever you are, touch each other. But we teach you that. It comes with skill. It comes with practice. But the reason why, we're going to end on this. The reason why You don't give out boyfriend vibes. I know you guys are confused because you might be saying to yourself, isn't that what you want to do? No, that is the worst thing you guys can do, because what she's going to do, this is what a woman does. You give out boyfriend vibes. Automatically, she's going to match your boyfriend vibes with her girlfriend vibes now. They're going to match your energy. They want themselves to appear to be as if they're also girlfriend material. They don't want to be judged. So they're going to make sure they don't sleep with you. They will make you wait for that la gata. They'll make you wait for the cat. They'll play these games. They'll make you wait a long time. No, I'm a girlfriend material type girl, matching your vibes because you started it, because you don't understand the game. They're gonna basically take advantage of you. They're gonna let you take them on all these extravagant dinner dates. You're gonna be spending money on them, even vacations. I know guys that took these women out on vacations, doing all these things without even sleeping with them, because now she is matching your boyfriend vibes. She might give you a lick here and there, maybe like, a hand job, whatever, but no, we can't go all the way. It's still too soon, because she knows once she gives it up to you, all that treatment you're doing is going to stop, and you started it. That's why when you go in there without giving out boyfriend vibes, you have a sexual relationship with her first. She doesn't expect anything else from you. It gets earned. She knows you weren't treating her any type of special way. So regardless of whether or not she sleeps with you, it's not going to stop compared to the boyfriend vibe guy. She knows what you're doing. She's like, the second I sleep with him, he's not going to be this nice to me anymore. And that's why they like the alphas, the bad boys, because there's nothing that comes with that side of them. That's who they are.
And there's no pressure.
And
There's
there's no
no pressure
pressure
for them to put on that fake girlfriend vibe energy when it's not there. That's the other thing about this too. It's like women can be, you get to actually see who that real woman is too when she doesn't have that fake girlfriend vibe facade up where she's just trying to put on a show to make you, think that she's the perfect girl. It's like you're not getting the real true energy from her when you start in with that boyfriend vibes, and then she puts on her girlfriend vibes there. And then the funniest part about this, Czar, and I know you know this too, it's like I don't know how many women I have heard, because I love chatting with groups of women. That's just fun for me. Like if I'm at a bar and I see a group of women, I'll go and just start chatting with them. So many women will talk about a story of like, oh, I really like this guy. Yeah, he's a really good guy. And all the girls like, yeah, I really like him too. He's really good. He's really good for you. And she's like, yeah. And then the discussion comes up with like, yeah, so wait, what are you doing tonight? Oh, you're seeing Mike? She's like, yeah, I'm seeing Mike tonight. Mike's the side piece that she's sleeping with. She sleeps with Mike, but just like Czar said, she puts off the sleeping with Kevin over here, boyfriend vibe Kevin, while she's sleeping with Mike because she says, oh, but Kevin, he's such a good guy. That's like her reasoning for it. Oh, he's such a good guy, right? I don't want to sleep with him early, give him the wrong impression. So instead, she's sleeping with other men behind Kevin's back because she still wants to get her rocks off, but she's giving it to the guy that's bringing that sexual energy, not the boyfriend vibe guy, where she's like, oh, I got to put on my church hat and act all nice and sweet and proper with this guy.
Yeah, that girl will get dropped off at either my house or your house. And the guy who's dropping her off just took her out to dinner. The guy who's giving out boyfriend vibes.
Yep. And then she's over at your my house, and then she's the one that the guy's texting her all night. Did you get home safe? All that. And then she's texting him back like at 4 p.m. the next day with one of those texts of like, oh my gosh, I slept so long you wouldn't believe it. I just woke up from the longest nap ever. 15 hours. I feel so refreshed. And that guy's like, oh, you deserve it, babe. You must have had a long, hard day. It's like, yeah, she had a long, hard night.
Yeah,
it wasn't with boyfriend vibe Kevin.
Let me cash app you $25 for lunch. Goes back to that.
Now that you woke up, yeah, here's a coffee and lunch for you so you can start your day.
She just got fucked to sleep.
Oh,
she got fucked to sleep, man. But that was the podcast, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it. I know Adam did. That was very important. I hope you guys understand that
Yeah, it's a tricky concept when you think like when you're just learning this stuff because it seems so backwards, but the more you learn about dating advice with women, it's like if it's good advice, it's usually backwards from what you've heard.
And how do we learn this? Because we used to do this shit. And it never worked. It never fucking worked. I can imagine how many girls went to go fuck that alpha after they hung out with me, giving out boyfriend vibes. So I
Yeah.
don't want to think
And
about
I
it
thought
now,
they were
but
sitting home knitting and
yeah.
just doing their homework because they were studying so hard. And no,
Mm.
she was studying human anatomy with Chad,
Yeah.
till 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, don't be that guy. That's the worst thing you guys can do is give out boyfriend vibes. So make sure you guys join the Players University. Thank you guys so much. We'll see
All
you
right,
in the
guys.
Players University.
Yep. Take care. We'll see you inside Players U.